and welcome to ET Garage YouTube channel. My name is Eugene Tordo. This is my YouTube channel, and I want to thank everyone who's subscribed so far. If you haven't, go down there, hit the subscription button, notification bell, all that good stuff. Anyway, today's video will be about swapping out your power steering fluid, and I'm not sure how much often the factory service manual recommends. I'll try and find out, and if I do, I'll post it up there somewhere how often it recommends. But one upgrade that you can make that's easy for anyone to do, and it's good for your vehicle, especially a C4 Corvette, is the power steering fluid upgraded to a synthetic, a good quality synthetic like AMSOIL, and it will make your power steering last longer. It'll make it run cooler. It'll even make it steer a little bit easier. At least that's what I've always noticed when you switch from a car that's never had synthetic oil in the power steering fluid. Make sure you get the correct power steering fluid for your vehicle. This one is multi-vehicle synthetic power steering fluid, AMSOIL. I use most of their products in the C4 Corvette here and in my Chevy Trax. For today's video, I'm going to use 2 bottles, and the reason I'm using 2 bottles is I drain it. I drain the reservoir. It's really difficult. Before I go into that, let's just say this: it's really difficult completely flush the power steering system. I mean, I've read of other ways of doing it: disconnecting the hose, running it, or draining the reservoir, running it, and then draining it again. I don't like doing that. If you run that pump dry, you could destroy it, and you'll end up having to replace your pump. So this is the way I do it, and the way I do it is siphon it out, I fill it back up with the synthetic, I drive it around for a while. In this case, about 2 weekends worth of driving. I don't know how many miles that was. But, basically get some driving out there, turning the wheel and stuff, get it all circulated. I know it's mixing with the old fluid. You're not going to 100% get it out this way, but after you run it for a while, you basically siphon it out again and then refill it, and that's why I'm using 2 bottles. It actually took, let's see, I'd say it took about 2/3 of a bottle to fill the reservoir, so I'll have like half a bottle left over or something, I would imagine, once I get done doing it. I already siphoned it out once, drove it around. I think it's about the second, I don't know how many hours I got on it driving it, but enough hours. And the way to empty it, there's several different ways you can do it. You could siphon it with a hose. You could use a turkey baster, anything that can use to suck it out. In my case, I use this, one of these vacuum pumps. Of course, the bad thing about that is you fill this up, then you got to stop, empty the reservoir, this container here, then siphon it some more, and empty it and siphon it some more. I think it's about 2 or 3 times, or 3 or 4 times, I forgot. But in order to completely empty it. So let's see, I'll switch camera views and get everything set up here, and we'll start siphoning it, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I got everything set up. I'm hoping my light that overhead light I got here stays in position and doesn't fall and ruin anything. But it's pretty simple. Go ahead, remove your cap from your power steering reservoir, and get your suction device, depending what type you're using. In this case, I'm using one of these vacuum bleeders. One thing you got to remember when using these is after you've finished using it, you want to make sure you clean everything out of it. because you definitely don't want any type of other oils getting mixed in with whatever you're doing, especially the brake fluid. But basically, you just start with this. If you're going to use one of these, it's basically simple. Just keep pumping till you fill the reservoir. And you use a turkey baster, same thing. Just have a some type of container that you can squirt the oil into when you're done. Don't overfill. If you're using one of these vacuums, don't fill past completely, because you don't want to suck oil up into the vacuum device. You want to always keep that dry. I get it about 3/4 full. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Try not to get oil all over the place. I'll empty it and do it again. And no matter how careful I am, I get oil. But try and keep everything clean. Anyway, that was took me three times to empty that, so which isn't bad. Let me get a good clean funnel. Now, if you look on the side of the bottle, the AMSOIL bottle, if you use AMSOIL, it has a sight glass, so you can see how much you're putting in, which is helpful. So, like I said, I'm going to put that might be about it. Let me check it. Oh yeah, that's it. In fact, I think I might have overfilled it. I'm not too worried about that. Another thing is you want to do this one cold. The reason I'm saying that is yeah, I'm definitely over full. I went ahead and overfilled it. That's no biggie. You overfill it like I just did. Just siphon some back out. Whatever you stick in there, make sure it's clean, by the way. I think that should be more than enough. Take too much out. Check it again. Still a little high, believe it or not. And I got oil all over the place. I'm still over full, so anyway, I'm pretty close enough, so close enough there, and that's pretty much it. Now if you want, you can get yourself some favorite cleaner and just hose off around it. Make sure the cap's on. Be careful when you do this. You don't want to get any type of spray. I'm using a carburetor parts cleaner. I actually prefer this over brake clean. I prefer to use brake clean, cleaning brakes, Everybody likes to use brake clean for everything. I prefer to use carburetor parts cleaner, non-chlorinated. They're pretty much close to the same. There are some other brands out there that have like an oily film in them, which I like. You don't need it for this application, but if you're cleaning off bare metal parts, that's always good, and you don't want it to rust. That's the kind you want to use. But anyway, that's pretty much done. That's pretty much all there was to it. I'll wrap up the video, I guess. Okay, that was really quick and simple. That was the second time I did that. Like I said, do it the first time, drain it all out, fill it, drive it around for a little while, get all the oil circulating, drain it again, and then fill it again. That's what I like to do. I don't like completely draining the system and having to worry about getting air in the power steering and running the power steering pump dry. You never want to do that. You'll destroy the pump. I'd rather leave some of the old oil in there and do it this way. You should, however, do it twice. This way you're getting the majority of the old fluid out of there. Some power steering systems, the Corvette doesn't, but there are some power steering systems out there that actually have a filter in them. I've never changed one of those filters. I think it's like older Cadillacs and stuff that do that. There may be other cars. So I've never had any experience with that. But try and wear rubber gloves. Make sure you have a clean rag handy. Clean funnel. And if you can use anything to get it out. You can siphon it out. You can use one of these what they call fluid transfer pumps. I used to have one of those cheap Harbor Freight ones. You know, it's red and you pump it and that sucks it out really quick. The only bad thing with them, I went through 2 of them, and I've used, between the 2 of them, I used them 4 times, and they just didn't last. So I prefer these vacuum style. I just wish this had a bigger reservoir. Who knows, maybe I'll make one day, but if this had a bigger reservoir, it'd make it a hell lot better, because then you just do it in one shot. You won't have to keep emptying this. Anyway, even though this is clean fluid that I took back out of there, I actually had to take that much back out in order to get it down to the correct level. So it shows how much I overfilled it. But make sure you fill it to the correct level. As far as I know, most power steering pumps out there, you check when they're cold. That's the best time. There's a line at the bottom cold. Some will have a line that says hot. So you're better off checking it when it's cold and filling to the cold line. Because if you overfill it, it'll end up, this oil heats up, it expands, and it'll end up blowing out the cap, and you'll have oil. You're wondering where your oil leak's at, and it's actually just coming out the vent. That's something to keep in mind. And also another thing, when you use one of these vacuum pumps, make sure you clean out the reservoir and the hoses and everything, get everything good and clean for the next time you use it. That's about it. That power steering definitely has 100% power, synthetic power steering fluid in it. The last fluid was a synthetic too, but it was a some off-brand name, and yeah, I wouldn't say I don't trust it. As far as I know, I haven't had any problem since the last time I changed it, which was when I replaced the steering rack, I don't know, years back. But I always had great results with AMSOIL products, so I have complete confidence in their name. So now I know I don't have to worry about that for some time. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody have a great day, and God bless.